UMO! This was the last large, and I got it. No, I didn't see the band, unfortunately. Sorry for the misleading. Hey everyone, CW Music Reviews here. I'm CWD, and this is going to be this month's monthly segment, N.E.T May, Not Enough Time. I pretty much go through a series of albums that I either didn't get a chance to review or I just really wasn't that interested in reviewing. So, a good chunk of these is pretty much because I just got lazy. I just got, really lazy this month. You know, I just didn't really... The school was over. School semester was over. Shaky knees happened. I was getting settled in with work, and yeah, I just got lazy this month, and I'm gonna try to make up for that with a gauntlet of reviews for June, certainly. So get ready for that. Or I say that, but yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, these are the albums that like I said, I either haven't got a chance to review or I just didn't really feel like reviewing. Also, as a note, I'm not editing this video or the one after this one, and I'm also recording on my iPad instead of my camera. So there you go. Let's see. Starting off with the new Julianna Barwick album, Will. Julianna Barwick, a solo artist, a singer-songwriter artist, best known for her experiments with ambient music, and I thought that was going to be pretty peculiar and interesting, but when I listened to it, that's just all it was, just nice, serene ambient music, and it didn't really grip me in any way. I mean, if you're a fan of ambient music, then definitely check it out. But for me personally, Julianna Barwick isn't really doing a whole lot that's particularly interesting, at least for me anyway. Like I said, need to work on this. The new Kaytranada album, 99.9%. Solo debut of this SoundCloud rapper. SoundCloud producer, Kaytranada. First heard of this guy not too long ago when he did co-production with Anderson .Paak on his new Malibu. On the certain track, I can't remember which one it was. Probably Parking Lot. I'll have to double check that though. But, so I was definitely intrigued with the album, especially since I heard the track Glowed Up, which was a single for this album, and I wanted to look into this. But when I did, the solo cuts were just decent. Glowed Up remained the best track on the whole record, and that's really it in terms of notable things. You know, it was just a largely hit or miss album in terms of features. Vic Mensa wasn't that great. I don't even remember if Vic Mensa was on it. Post Malone wasn't that great. It was just a largely hit or miss record. I mean, for every Anderson .Paak and for every Bad Not Good, there was 2 or 3 features that just didn't work with this album. But still, it's a pretty decent electronic dance producer type album, certainly. If you're into that, then definitely check this out. You might like it a lot more than me. Especially if you've been waiting for Kaytranada to drop a album in this vein for a while, and now that he has. Glowed Up will definitely be one of my favorite singles of the year, but still, the album itself isn't that great. The new White Lung album, Paradise. Didn't really get a chance to listen to this in full, and I really don't want to. It's not a horrible album, it's just so... I don't even know how to describe how I feel about this. I don't hate it, but I don't specifically love or particularly like it either. Like, the moment it came in, it reminded me of what I loved about Torch's Harmonic Craft album. It was really sugary and over the top, but also had really cool and visceral compositions to go with that. With this album, it's definitely in that commercial vein, but it's not particularly that visceral or intriguing at all. Distinct vocals, but that's really it. There wasn't really anything that left me thinking, yeah, I'm gonna listen to this from beginning to end over and over and do a review for it. So yeah. If you are a White Lung fan, then do definitely check this out. You definitely might like it a lot more than me, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, what else? The new Kvelertak album, Nethysford, if I'm pronouncing that right. Natisford. Yeah, Natisford. It's in a European language, so I don't know. Big fan of these guys since I dug their debut album. I definitely liked Mare, and so I thought I would definitely dig on this in a way. I especially wanted to review this album because it would have been my first black metal review, and I haven't reviewed any black metal yet. I'm trying to get to that. But with this new album, it just seems like what they've been doing for the past couple of records. And they do it okay, they do it pretty well, but there's not a whole lot in terms of refreshing or new ideas going on. But do check it out if you're a Kvelertak fan. It's not a bad record. It's definitely a decent and likable record, but that's really it. The new Gorguts EP, Play This Is Dust. Gorguts, seminal death metal band. They recently came back with a fantastic album called Colored Sands back in 2013. But with this EP, they are definitely putting out really good material, but this EP in particular is just a song, a whole 32-minute long song. And if it was longer, I probably would have reviewed it, but still, it's just 32 minutes, just a standard EP's length. But you should definitely check it out. The only reason I'm not reviewing it is because it is like this relatively short, and it's also an EP. But definitely check it out. There's like some sludgy tendencies. It definitely amps itself up in the death metal area and the tech death metal area. There's like shots of industrial going on in this track. There's a lot going on with it, certainly, and in a way I'm kind of sad I'm not reviewing it, but again, it's just one song, and I didn't want to put so much time into just a song. I didn't want to put so much time editing a video for a song, so that's just me, though. Definitely check it out. It's really good. The new Bob Dylan album, Fallen Angels. Bob Dylan doesn't need really a description at this point. He's a seminal singer-songwriter. Been around for about 5 decades now, at least 5 decades. Close to 6 now. Still making music. But with this new album, as well as Shadows in the Night, he's pretty much taking all these traditional pop tunes, like way back in the day, and now he's just making them, and now he's just doing all these covers of them. There's not really a whole lot to say other than that. He's doing this particularly well, surprisingly enough. I actually checked this out in a morbid curiosity, and the vocals aren't horrible. I mean, they're still suggesting that Dylan isn't in his heyday in terms of vocals, even though Bob Dylan, objectively speaking, was never a fantastic singer. But it's still gravelly, but not so gravelly on this particular album that is that's leading me to like not enjoy it. It's a nice and brief. It's like less than 40 minutes long. Not really a whole much to say other than that. It's just Bob Dylan covering a lot of traditional pop tunes, and it sounds alright. I'm actually waiting on Dylan to eventually put out new material, like Tempest was, since Tempest was easily one of my favorite Bob Dylan releases to date. But I guess we'll just have to keep waiting, or he's just gonna keep doing this. I guess it's probably why he called it Tempest, seeing as it's his last album of original compositions. Or that's how I'm interpreting it. The new Marissa Nadler album, Strangers. Was intrigued with this album, even though I've never really checked out a Marissa Nadler album until this point. And it's good, it's just reminds me way too much of like artists I enjoy more, like Chelsea Wolfe and Julia Holter and Joanna Newsom and all of them. So didn't really have much reason to review it, given that it's just it's just gothic singer-songwriter music that does its thing well. Not so well that I was enamored with it, but well enough. If you are a Marissa Nadler fan, check it out. You'll definitely like it a lot more than me. And if you are someone that's looking for like gothic singer-songwriter music, or if you're someone that's looks for something to put you over until the next Chelsea Wolfe album or something of that nature, then yeah, do definitely check this out. It's a good album. I definitely recommend it to people that like singer-songwriter music. The new Pantha Du Prince album. This was just laid back, smooth, ambient dance type music for about an hour. I don't know why this was an hour. I don't know why Pantha Du Prince thought this would be a good idea for an hour, but here you go. That's really all I can say. I just felt really bored listening to this album from beginning to end, and it drove me to just do other things instead of actually pay attention to the record, which is pretty unfortunate. So yeah, that's pretty much it there. The new Lone album. I wanted to review this just on the basis that I actually had at least one thing to roast, seeing as when I listened to it, it was just boring, ambient, and breakbeat. Sorry. And that sucks because Lone have put out one of my favorite electronic albums of the decade, Galaxy Garden, back in 2012. And that was a really fun record. It was a nice, colorful, intricate, and varied, and dense dance music record. And that reminds me of, like, driving on Rainbow Road on Mario Kart or something like that. And it's a really fun record. I enjoy that record a lot. And for him to just really backtrack with not just this new album Levitate as well as Reality Testing, it just seems really bittersweet and just really insulting to me that he would just do something like this. And yeah, I was just really disappointed with it. Like, I see no reason to check out Lone anymore. Even for fans that maybe have been, even for people that may have been fans of Lone's music, I don't even see why anyone would like go for it. It was just boring, ambient, and breakbeat. That's really it. And I think I'm going to conclude with this new Holy Fuck record. Congrats. This was cool. This was certainly a cool record. It was a nice, really ominous really noisy type house record that's definitely going to get people moving, but in a really esoteric way. It's not IDM, but it's definitely something that's particularly dark and really cool to listen to. Really was looking forward to maybe reviewing this, but after giving it a listen in full, there wasn't really a whole lot to say about it. I especially didn't like how with these vocals that came up were particularly like off in the distance, like particularly mixed off in the background, and yeah, it was just a pleasant listen, and that's really it. But if you are a Holy Fuck fan, do definitely check this album out. You'll like it a lot more than me, certainly. That's pretty much it for this month's N.E.T. May was pretty cool, even though these were lows, kind of. The lows weren't that low, so take that what you will. And the highs, which I'll elaborate in my best albums of May, were definitely highs. Yeah, I'm not going to waste any more time. CW Music Reviews here, signing off.